Yo, 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 come on in. You know what time? It's time for the Sunday rations. I'm talking about it's been a few days. The combine's been going on, and I'm pretty sure you guys been watching it. We've been watching the combine, and you know we're going to get into some combine talk when the time comes. But right now, the quarterback situation, even though the combine is cooling off, the quarterback situation and the rumors are heating up. And of course, you know you got your boy Chris Moore. A1 Forever Sports, Smooth Smitty next to me, Smooth Smitty Sports Machine. And below, we got joining us once again, the historian, Ryan from the Birdcage LLC. So, fellas, how y'all feeling? Let's get into it and just, tell the people what's going on.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Appreciate you guys having me on tonight, man. I see you got nicknames for everybody. You might as well say the helliest historian at this point, because I've been raising hell everywhere I've been going. So it is what it is being the bad guy, but I'm okay with it. Definitely loving the quarterback talk right now, because we've been talking about trying to bring somebody in till Penix gets ready. This is the perfect show today.
Facts.
Oh, yeah.
Let me say what's up to the
Smitty,
chat,
what
man.
up,
Y'all know how we do, man. Eddie, what's good? Jermaine Williams. Kendrick DeLoach, what's good, man? Big Q, what's up? Christian, what's good? Pit 197, what's good? That's Chris, not Mike. That's Chris. EJ, what's good? Tay, what's up, my guy? Ski, what's good, man? Nah, I ain't early. I'm a little bit late, actually. D Craig, what it do, man? And as always, man, as we tell y'all, man, please drop them super chats if y'all can. If not, we're gonna keep rolling anyway. But I'm gonna let the guys get into the first topic while I sit back and observe. But y'all go ahead.
Oh yeah, man. Like we were saying, man, again, quarterback news is heating up, and the Falcons are getting linked to different quarterbacks. Some of them you may not like the name, but the situation may come out and work out for the Atlanta Falcons if guys are getting cut. So the first guy is a guy that Smitty was talking about months ago, did videos on. Everybody kind of like bashed him, threw rocks at him, you know what I'm saying, as he was walking down the street. But it's all good.
I got hit in the head, bro. That shit wasn't cool.
Hey, they broke the glass over your head.
No, they wrestling chairs.
I'll tell you, man. But Ryan, if you can pull up the first guy, the first object number one, or should I say suspect number one, however you want to look at it. At the end of the day, could he be QB1 for the Falcons? We're talking about Mr. Kyler Murray.
Man, it's right there in the chat. Here you go. Go ahead and pull that up, fellas.
But I got to say something right quick before y'all start. Ain't it funny sometimes how divine intervention come into play? Because this is something that just came from left field in the back of my head. I don't know where it came from. And I just brought it up in conversation. Because I knew the way Jacoby Brissett was playing last year, I said the writing was on the wall for Kyler Murray, because late on in the season, he still really didn't want to play. So as I was sitting back thinking, is it time for them to let go? Because I knew the coach was getting fired. That was written on the wall. Bad. So it was time for him to go too. Because remember, before he got that contract, he had a problem with them then. So now that the injuries have kicked in, now it's the other way around. So yeah, I mean, it was just something that popped in my head out of nowhere when me and Chris was doing a live stream. And I said, hey, what did this happen? And sometimes when it's up there, it just come out my mouth. And it just happened that time. But here we are 3 months later, and guess what happened? So, I mean, look, I digress, but y'all carry on.
And talking about that contract and saying that's that 5-year, $230.5 million contract extension that he signed back in 2022. Now, a lot of people was wondering, man, you going to pay Kyler Murray all that money? Yes, they did. And the contracts run all the way through 2028. Now, so that fast forwards us to 2026. He carries a $52.7 million cap hit for 2026 with a $36.8 million in full guarantees already on the book. So regardless, he getting that 36 no matter what they do. And of course, as you see right here, Kyler Murray is likely to be released by the Arizona Cardinals, barring a last minute trade. And who wants to trade for that contract? I don't see anybody.
Man, you'd be foolish to trade. You'd be foolish to trade for that. And this guy is up and down in his play, and then up and down with his health. You get what I'm saying? So at this point, why would you want to invest that type of money into a guy like that? And right now, Atlanta's looking for a bridge quarterback. Arthur Blank has already said that he wants to give Michael Penix a chance to be the franchise quarterback. So at this point, why would you take him?
Right.
That's a good point.
Then you look at it too about the likely outcome of it. The reports is like you just said about him being released. Now, a trade would roughly save them $37.6 million, but why would you trade for that? So let's talk about the actual result that's going to happen. The release would result into a $52.4 million cap hit. And today is the 1st of the month. By the 15th of the month, if he is still on the active roster, they have to pay him another $19.5 million in 2027 because that part of his salary will become guaranteed, which I'm pretty sure they don't want to do. So again, I'm expecting around the same time we'll see Kirk Cousins getting cut or whatever. Even though I know it's designated for later probably, but you're still going to see guys like Kyler most likely getting cut because they don't want to be on for another 20 million, might as well say. So I'm assuming that Kyler's going to get cut, y'all.
Man,
that's a good. And Mo made a great point. He said, "Why trade when you just wait for him to get cut?" And I think that's what they're going to wait on. But one guy that they will trade from, we'll talk to in a second. But speaking of Kyler Murray and that cap hit, that's going to go way past what Matt Ryan was at $40 million. And Tua Tagovailoa is going to take it to the next level after Kyler Murray. So we're looking at record historic cap hits and cuts that we probably haven't seen before. And with Kyler Murray, I'm kind of up in the air on him because we all know he brings drama, and maybe it's part of it because he's frustrated that they're not building the team the way he wants. Because remember, at one point he had Larry Fitzgerald at the end of his career. Now he has Marvin Harrison Jr., whose first 2 years, to me, have been kind of pedestrian. So I just got to see how it works, and how. Now I'm banking on they're going to do their homework before they bring in another quarterback. Because don't get me wrong, he's a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback, but that injury history and then the drama behind the scenes. I'm kind of shaking my head. However, I will say, as far as a quarterback, he's a system fit. So if he's a system fit, I'm all for it, as long as they can keep him under wraps. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's why that's the main question that I just asked. I was like, does he fit our system? I mean, yeah, he does. But can he keep his head on straight? Can he lead the locker room? Because you need your quarterback to be a leader of men too. He got to lead the team. Is he headstrong enough for that? I mean, perfect example right here what Dan just said. I don't see Kyler coming in based on what former teammates have said about his work ethic. Patrick Peterson absolutely trashed him. And I know exactly what he's talking about. And again, and it's not just Patrick Peterson. There's other guys around the league. I mean, it's been rumors and everything that he'd rather jump on the game and play, like play the game, more so than actually get in the game and be a part of the game and play the game. So, I mean, of course, take that for whatever you want it.
Yep.
It is out.
Yeah. Ski, they're going to definitely bring somebody in to compete. That's the whole part of that's the meaning of the conversation we having. We just need to figure out which one is it going to be. Is it going to be Murray or is it going to be one of the other guys we're talking about? Me and Chris talked about. Well, Ryan was there too. We talked about Matt Jones the other day. Had a discussion on that. But Matt Jones may cost a little bit more, and you can go back and check that out. I did actually cut the clip out and put it as a regular video, but you can go check that out on my page. But we had a decent conversation on that. And I think Matt Jones, like I said, is going to cost more than a fourth. I think it's going to be a second, no later than a conditional third, which could turn into a second, because he's Mac Jones. He's been around a while, so you got to pay for the convenience. Silk, what's up, my guy? He said the quarterback Tyson Bagent. or Stetson
Man, you
Bennett.
talking about paying that much money for a guy like that, and he's been as inconsistent as our current president right now? Come on, man.
That's
Who you
my
talking about?
Kyler Murray.
Mm.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Shoot. No, I'm good. I'll pass on that.
So you good on Kyler.
Man, look, you got to get this dude platform shoes to see over our offensive line.
Yeah,
It's
you
just
do.
what it is.
Hey, man.
I'm sorry. And here's the thing. And then you have people talking about Dylan Gabriel. Like, here's my thing. Why do you want a midget in the backfield? That's what I'm looking at. I need a guy that's gonna be able to see over these offensive linemen. Like Doug Flutie was an anomaly, Mira. You're not gonna get too many of those no more.
You read my mind. That was what I was just about to go.
Everybody want to be Doug Flutie, but Flutie was different. And Flutie was in two different leagues.
And Flutie was healthy. That was the other thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Flutie
Who
played
you think better than Penix? You talking about Kyler? You talking about Flute? I mean, who you talking about? Flacco? I mean, it just I don't know. It just and even with Dylan Gabriel, I seen the whole Dylan Gabriel thing, but it was almost like, when you know how you're in the bed and you roll over and you see something, you just kind of like roll back over. That's kind of like how I did with the Dylan Gabriel thing.
Yeah, you trying not to see it.
It didn't make any sense.
Yeah, you trying not to see
I'm in the same boat I am with Malik Willis with that. It's like it's another guy that just doesn't have the same even the level of experience that even Michael Penix has even have. And again, so pretty much you're already taking a risk on Michael Penix. You'll be taking even more of a risk with a Gabriel or somebody like that in that regard, because those guys are looking to necessarily be starters like right now. I mean, he's already been a starter, Gabriel. He got to fight with Shedeur Sanders, so he has a chance to still win the starting job up there possibly. And I would, if I'm him, I'm staying right in that situation, because you come to Atlanta, that's a totally different situation that I feel like you're just not going to be able to win.
I don't even think he's going to win that situation in Cleveland, because the type of quarterback let's just be honest. And I'm not saying this because of who Shedeur's dad is. It's just what it is. If you look at Todd Monken, the type of quarterbacks that he likes are exactly like Shedeur. Yep. Those are his type of quarterbacks that he wins with. The only problem with Stetson was small, but Stetson was a dog. He didn't care about getting hit. And Stetson played like he was about 6'4".
Yeah.
And he's he's well at 5'11", barely at 6 feet. Barely. So at this point, you got a guy that's there that's, he was in a situation. Shedeur showed out every time he stepped on the field. It was just a mess up there. But hopefully Monken can figure that out and keep Dylan Gabriel away from Atlanta for us.
Boy, that would be an Atlanta Falcons type move, though.
Facts.
I'll take Kyler before I take Dylan Gabriel. Before I have to trade draft capital for him too.
Ooh.
Trade picks for which Jones?
Straight like that.
I like that.
For Matt Jones.
He talking about for Matt Jones.
I would do that. Absolutely, I would. Because
you getting ready to catch hell up in this doggone chat for saying that.
I agree with Dan. I could roll with that.
Facts.
I mean, my thing is,
I would want Pitts back. I would do it. Go ahead, Chris. My bad.
No, I was about to say, you look at it though, guys. This is the time where deals like that kind of get made. I mean, we did tag Kyle Pitts, and we're assuming that they want to. I look at it like this. You know how we are assuming that we're going to keep Michael Penix and Michael Penix is going to be the starter. Well, I'm just saying, guys, like it's a different situation because, of course, Kyle Pitts is healthy, but it's still a similar situation too. I mean, with the same situation that you in with Penix, you sort of are in with Kyle Pitts. It's not a guarantee.
Agreed. Antonio said, would you guys take Taylor Green if he was available as one of our picks, or do you think he's still a project like AR-15 or Justin Fields? Absolutely a project.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I'll say this. He has to go to a situation where it's already established so they can actually groom him, because he has the tools to be an effective quarterback. Because if you look at it, He had an 86% QBR this year, had over 2,000 yards passing this year, and he also had, quite a few rushing yards this year. The only issue was his receiving core was very inconsistent, and he had a hell of a running back, Mike Washington Jr., that took a lot of pressure off of him. So
agreed.
At this point, if you're going to talk about Taylor Green, he has to get into a situation where he can be developed. Right now, we're going to be trying to develop Michael Penix Jr. with Alex Van Pelt. But
absolutely,
if we had a Kirk, like pretty much if we still had Kirk here and we didn't have a Penix, I'd say hell yeah, take him.
I think Houston, somewhere like Houston or San Diego, could take him on a late round, because Justin Herbert, even though Justin Herbert is a good quarterback, I still don't think they are fully sold on Justin Herbert. And I look at C.J. Stroud. Now, C.J. Stroud, he still has a little bit more time left, especially with the youth and just coming in. But if they spend a late round pick on him and then still try to do exactly what Ryan just said, take a couple of years to try to groom him possibly behind CJ, and if CJ don't take advantage of the next 2 years, you possibly could see a move.
So you don't think Harbaugh is sold on Herbert?
To be honest with you, I just feel like Justin Herbert, eventually, it's either going to be one or two things. Either Justin's going to get tired of the Chargers is going to get tired of Justin. Because eventually, you when you're just not getting to, you look at it, they get to the playoffs sometimes, right? They get to the playoffs, but it seems they always get bumped out. And Justin Herbert plays terrible games. Now, it don't be always on Justin, but at the same time, it still happens. And people look at you for what you are, a winner. The same way that how they looking at Michael Penix. You have people that call Michael Penix a loser because of what his record is, even though some of those situations and games, he was on the sideline and it was out of his control. Whether the other team was out there or whether the kicker was out there. A lot of his losses, he on the sideline. But regardless, yeah, man.
Like Nando said, and I've been stressing this for a while, and I told Chris this the other day. If we do get a veteran like a Matt Jones or a Kyler Murray, it's pretty much done. Now, I know Kyler Murray probably be on a 1-year prove-it deal, and I get that part. But if he performs like he's supposed to, he won't get the big money he got in Arizona. But he's going to get at least $30 million a year at the least.
Everybody keeps talking about Haynes King being the guy, but I need y'all to go look at his throwing. Yes, he had great games. Most of those games were won with his legs. His arm is not the best. Trust me on that. Please go look at the footage. Don't just say it because you're enamored with what you saw in the combine. He's all heart, tough, durable, but you have to really look at the realistic side of it. Haynes's accuracy has been his problem. That was why he left Texas A&M.
Yeah.
And that's why he lost his job over there to what's the kid's name? Not Marcel Reed. It was a kid before Marcel Reed. They came there and Reed took his job. So it's been an issue.
I think that dude was left-handed, right?
Yeah. And Marcel, and to me, I feel like this. The best quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks coming out next year, if he actually gets his stuff together, is Marcel Reed if they're gonna bring somebody in.
Right.
Yeah.
But Eli Store, I told y'all I did a profile on him. He was that guy. I knew it. And he showed it. To me, he's boosted himself up to at least a top 25 pick if a team willing to take a chance on a tight end. If he falls to the second round, Lord forbid somebody gonna get a steal.
I agree.
But man. We
ain't even moved on. We just stayed looking at ugly.
Somebody switch over. Whichever one of y'all want to take the next one, y'all go ahead.
Yeah, I got it. I'm gonna pull up old Tua Tagovailoa, man. So the situation with old Tua says the Atlanta Falcons for this was put out by Jeremy Fowler, but pretty much Tua Tagovailoa, he's being linked to the Atlanta Falcons. Now, let me tell you about Tua and his contract. My goodness, because that situation is crazy. He signed a 4-year, $212.4 million contract in 2024. That contract also ends in 2028, similar to Kyler Murray's. Now, the 2026 situation is he is owed outright, fully guaranteed, $54 million. Just to put that in terms to who you think is Giannis for the Bucks that plays NBA ball, for those, you know what I'm saying? He's making the same amount this coming year that Giannis is making this year. I was just saying Anthony Davis, he's around in that Anthony Davis range, all that stuff like that. So that just lets you know how much money is fully guaranteed to Tua in 2026.
Well, yeah, at least him and Anthony Davis got something coming.
Yeah, they both don't stay healthy. But either way it goes, the Dolphins are reportedly prepared to release him, according to Jeremy Fowler. And also, Fowler says that one coach told him unpromptly, watch for Tua in Atlanta.
Oof, that's diabolical.
If the Dolphins do cut Tua, it will be a record-setting $99.2 million dead cap hit. That's why Miami is trying their best to see if anybody will take on this contract. And Miami is even willing to pay most of the contract to find a partner. And they still have been unable to find anybody to be crazy enough to take on that $54 million guaranteed. Even if they take, they're trying to take on at least by the percentage of it I've seen at least was like 15 to 20%. But still, man, you may have to take on 50 or the whole thing just to get rid of it. $99.2 million dead cap hit, y'all.
That don't even sound mind-boggling. That don't even sound like it should be legal.
Mind-boggling.
But bro, if you paid all that money for a guy who's getting concussed every other season, it seems, and we don't know when his last play gonna be, what was the front office thinking? I just want to know. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna, bash him because everybody want to make their money, but at the same time, you know the injury history. So why take that chance? Why not say, hey, we'll let him ride out his rookie contract and we'll see which other way goes? Because if you look at last year, he played decent at some points, but in some games like that Buffalo game, you got there wondering like, what the hell is he doing? So I mean, don't get me wrong, we have a good staff here, and I feel like they can develop any quarterback or make any quarterback relevant again, no matter who that is. But some things you just got to question as far as mindset of some of these players. And Kyler and Tua mindset, it worries me a little bit.
Right.
Ryan, you still there?
No, I'm still here. I'm just listening.
Go ahead.
I'm just listening because at this point, look, we already know that we're sitting here talking about some of these quarterbacks that have no business to even playing with us next year. Just to be honest. And for me, Tua is a no-no. Tua, this is my thing. Tua has not been right since he hurt his hip at Alabama in that Ole Miss game. I'm sorry, in that Mississippi State game. Period. Yeah. He lit Atlanta up. I get it. But if you look at the overall situation, that is a quarterback that would be holding up. I'll put it this way. When we get rid of Troy Anderson, Tua, if he was here, he'd be getting ready to purchase the pretty much the tapioca pudding wing in Piedmont Hospital. He pretty much would do that. Period. That man would pretty much have that penthouse to himself at Piedmont Hospital. Period. So at this point, that's a quarterback that you don't even look at. If you look at him, I'm questioning the thought process of the folks that are in the front office. Pretty much I how can I put it? It's just it stinks. It stinks to high heaven to me if you even look at a guy like that to bring him here, knowing that we had offensive line issues last year. You get what I'm saying? He's literally leaving that situation to come to a situation where we're still trying to build an offensive line. So why in the hell would you even look at that? It pretty much smelled of high heaven, kind of like Funky's a fat man troll. You know what I'm saying?
Boy, you crazy.
It's just what it is.
My main thing is I'm nervous about just his injury history.
But
you know, so my thing is like we're talking about Michael Penix's knees, right?
Yeah.
But what about Tua and his brain? Like I'm just saying, like being real, you got some of these guys that are gonna be coming off of that edge and they're gonna be coming hot and fast. I understand what Tua did, but you think about it. The head coach for that team was able to scheme things right for Tua to be able to went out there, and Mike McDonald took pretty much things from our playbook and showed us how to use it.
Man,
it really was a whole slap in the face to our offensive coordinator because it's saying, hey, look, bro, I can run plays similar to you and run them better with a different quarterback. And my quarterback got one eye.
Man, let's just be real. Damn, Tua is just as fragile as Tommy Hearns' chin was in '88, bro. Come on now. What we doing here? I'm serious. It's just as fragile as Tommy Hearns' chin was in '88. You hit him one good time, he pretty much freezes up. So why would we even consider that? Joe Flacco, to me, I feel like this. Joe Flacco is pretty much one check away from Social Security. We already know this. And I'm not even going to sit there and waste time with that. My thing is the only logical explanation is Jacoby Brissett at this point, outside of Jimmy G, if Jimmy G's free.
No.
But we don't even know how his body's going to hold up because he's been injury prone.
He's 35 too.
But
let's be real though. We know why this situation coming.
Of course.
They're trying to find a cheap option until Penix is ready. If they can find a cheap option until Penix is ready, they're gonna roll with it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
So here's the question, because I know y'all gonna go to it next. But when you look at Jacoby Brissett, you talk about 3,366 yards passing last year, 23 touchdowns to 8 interceptions, and a passer rating of 94 over 14 games. Over 14 games. That's better than anything we've had in a minute.
Yeah.
Would you take that if the price was right?
Yeah, but and now I'm glad that you said that because that's what I want to figure. I want to ask you two gentlemen because all right, the contract situation is a 2-year, $12.5 million deal that he signed in March of last year. He's still under contract for a base salary of $4.88 million. Total cap is approximately $9.19 million. They're expecting him, especially if Kyler Murray is cut, for Arizona to keep him. But of course, the Jets and the Falcons are interested in him as an option. Now, the Jets, they may try to use him as a outright starter, especially because it's reported that they're going to move on from Justin Fields. But in the Falcons' case, we need him, of course, as a bridge quarterback to help out with Michael Penix. And honestly, that situation would definitely would actually make more sense for the Falcons because you have a guy that is going to come in and compete to a degree, but most likely you can have him be the starter for a few weeks. And when you're ready to have Michael Penix come in to see what he can do, you won't feel as bad, or you won't feel like, all right, well, we just paid this guy or all that stuff like that for that. Now, I'm thinking you say Mac Jones, you're going to have to trade a draft pick for him too. But what would the asking price be for Jacoby Brissett, who is lesser than a Mac Jones when it comes to contracts and possibly importance, considering the fact, because 49ers, Brock Purdy be in and out that lineup too. So they may be looking at him and as a possible starter down the road if things don't fully work out with Brock.
Agreed.
So what would the asking price be? Like, what would the draft capital cost
for Brissett?
Trade for Brissett?
I mean, it's gonna be high for any backup quarterback because they're in need around the NFL period. So any team is really gonna overpay. I think we don't have a 5th round pick, correct?
I don't I think we might have a fifth round pick. Oh, keep talking. I'm working on
And here's the
Uh,
thing. Now, it's people around the city that keep saying, well, bring Justin Fields here. It's the reason this boy done been cut 3-4 times already. He's had starting jobs and have lost them because
Ryan,
he is just not good.
breaking news,
He's a
Ryan.
college quarterback, not an NFL caliber. He'll win some games here and there. But again, all I'm saying is this. Some of these quarterbacks that are being mentioned, are y'all really looking at why they can't have a job? Think about that. Joe Milton couldn't hit the open ocean with a beach ball. Let's be real with that. That's what he struggled with in Tennessee.
Was the open ocean with a beach ball? God,
he couldn't hit the open ocean with a beach ball. That's why New England cut him. Come on, man. He struggled at Tennessee with that.
But dude.
Real quick, no first and fifth round. No first and fifth round. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But Josh, I never said that about Sam Darnold because if you actually look at it, Sam was actually an accurate passer while he was in college.
Yep.
The problem, and here's the thing, he showed out in Minnesota. So again, Fields has been with other teams that have had talent. He was in Pittsburgh. They went to the playoffs, and he lost his job to Russ. So what are we saying?
And breaking news on Justin Fields, he's converting to a running back.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, there you have it. Justin Fields is now a running back, and I hope that can be the one thing to save his career. I mean,
right.
But you know what? That's okay though, because he's elusive, he's big, and he's strong. Let him keep a job. I'm good with it.
Yeah.
It just you think about it now, that workout regimen got to change up all the way because he got to put a size on. I just feel like so just for cushion and stuff. If he's gonna be running in between the tackles, what type of back is he gonna be? That's a whole nother conversation now.
Yeah. Hey, why isn't it? No, we know he was traded to Dallas. We was just saying the reason he was cut from New England was because of the fact that he was inaccurate. He's a backup in Dallas right now, learning how to be a quarterback. So in that situation, it was just a mess when he was up in New England, though, to be honest.
Yeah, he got a hell of an arm, but that accuracy, it just ain't there. It showed in Tennessee. Remember that Alabama game?
Yes.
Willie, thank you for the donation, my brother. Truly appreciate it. Eric Rogers, thank you for the donation. He said, I think Jacoby Brissett will be our best bet at bridge. He experienced and a safe option. Yeah, but you got to trade for him. That's the thing.
But again, I feel like he would be a less than less than Mac Jones. I feel like Mac Jones has had a little bit more production recently. It's like, what have you done for me lately? And it's obvious. Like, man, shoot, Mac Jones was in that game when we lost to the 49ers. Remember that.
Right.
So again, like, I just feel like the draft capital, if they want maybe a second or a third for Mac, it's a possibility then you possibly have to spend like a fifth, sixth. Maybe if you're lucky, maybe a seventh at least, because I'm looking at the contract. They're not paying them much. So you can't ask for a whole lot when you're not really paying. And I don't know if they're actually willing to extend him either. That's what I'm thinking about. It's a new coach coming in, so he may be looking at him as like, yeah, maybe like a little bridge option, but I'm not going to extend you because you're not my future.
Yeah.
So maybe we can still possibly get him for like less.
Yeah, like with Matt Jones, I told you this the other day. The 49ers may trade him because they don't want a quarterback controversy over a $50 million quarterback. So in that aspect, I could actually see them trade Matt Jones. It just a matter of who's going to win the bidding war, because I'm sure Atlanta ain't the only team, the Jets or another team. The Browns still. No, I don't say the Browns because they got Deshaun Watson and Shador and Dylan Gabriel on the book. So I don't think the Browns going after the quarterback, but go ahead, Ryan.
Hey, Smitty, I want to apologize to TJ Martin 13. You know what? I was wrong, sir. I apologize for that. No, Joe Milton was traded, but he was also benched. So they got rid of him way before they could cut him. So I do apologize for that, sir. So I'm wrong. I have no problem with saying it. You are absolutely right. But his ass ain't starting nowhere right now, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's the situation. Man, honestly, I would like to. I got it. I'm interested in, but again, that will cost you some draft capital as well. That's the problem, man. Guys that we really kind of would be interested in is going to cost you draft capital, or even possibly a player, or just are not available. And then it's like a lot of guys that we've been talking about. Think about the last 2 shows we've been talking about quarterbacks. We don't really want any of those guys, any of the guys that we're talking about. But it's sad because we got to be in a situation to where we have to take on somebody in order to at least be the bridge until we be able to see what Michael Penix can do. Because I'm still not giving up on Michael Penix. I believe that Michael Penix can still be something as long as we give him the opportunity. Now, if we give him the opportunity and he doesn't capitalize on it and he's not the guy, okay, we'll get to that bridge when we cross it, but we still have to get to the bridge.
Right.
You know, so again,
That
bro,
bridge,
it's like we don't want none of these quarterbacks for real.
That
But
bridge
yeah,
gonna be
bro,
shaking,
that's what I'm saying.
and
I
I'm
mean,
talking
because you think
pandemic,
about
man.
it.
Facts.
Think about it, bro. No, I'm about to ask y'all a question.
Go ahead.
Think about this. Out of the last 2 shows, outside of like Mac Jones, you may pay Mac Jones. But outside of that, are you paying Malik Willis? Are you paying Anthony Richardson? Are you paying any of these quarterbacks that we're talking about? No.
But that's
So
what I'm
it's
telling you. If they bring somebody in, it's gonna be short term. Because if they banking on Penix, they just gonna have them in until probably the first 6 weeks, and then it's gonna be somebody they can throw back on the bench. But I keep saying again and again, if we're headed in the right direction with that quarterback, it makes no sense to switch it out in the middle of the season. It makes absolutely no sense.
But and now here's the crazy thing, and I don't know if y'all heard this, and it was people in our fan base, and they were saying, "Oh, well, Atlanta's looking at AR-15." Hell no, that's one that we need to stay away from. That right, man. That look, I'll be honest with you. That's a quarterback that, and I'm not trying to trash the kid because again, I think he should have stayed at Florida longer to develop. But in the NFL, that's 10 miles of bad road.
But Ryan, I'm gonna be real with you. He showed flashes in Indy. He just didn't have the right coach, and he needs more time to develop mentally as well because he was only 20 when he got drafted, I think. So
but
he's talking about a 20-year-old kid who really had only 13 games played in college, just like Mitch Trubisky, and they just threw him in the fight, and he wasn't ready for it.
But Smitty, what got him drafted was what he did in his shorts at the combine. And then if you go back and look at the game that he had he came off the bench and he had that, I think it was like 75, 85-yard run that he took off, and he literally looked like a Cam Newton hybrid when he ran. A lot of people kept flashing that, and we were just saying, if you watch college ball, he's a guy that has tools, but he needs to be developed at this point. And the question is, who's going to be patient enough to develop that cat?
Yeah,
that's another thing.
I'm telling you, we got Alex Van Pelt who's good at developing young quarterbacks, but at the same time, he got other job and worry about the starting quarterback, and that's going to be the key. And that's what I'm saying. Whomever they bring in is going to be somebody with their feet up under them already. It's got to be a bridge guy. It's got to be. Pandemic, what's good, my guy? He said Mike Penix is Terry Fontenot and Raheem Morris, franchise quarterback, and I got the rebuttal against that a little bit. Actually, that's Arthur's quarterback. Let's keep it real.
Yeah. I'm about to say, Terry Fontenot was about to draft Latu.
Facts. Yeah, so it said this system that's not made for Penix should do fits this system better than Penix do. But they're not gonna trade Shador because they, one thing about it, he they big ticket. They don't even give a damn if he can play the quarterback position long he bringing fans to the game. And that's gonna be like Mike Vick was back in the day, just because of who they are. They gonna bring fans to the stadium. So they not letting that go. And he's a 5th round pick. And they wouldn't get nothing in return for him.
I mean, you can't really get nothing in return from him. Yeah, he's starting, but he's still a 5th rounder. So it's like, what are you asking us for? You would get more actually for Dylan Gabriel because he was drafted before he was. It's crazy.
We know every quarterback isn't a finished product, fam, but you also have to look at the systems that a lot of these guys come out of, because if you talk about AR-15, like we were saying, he had 13 games under him. He was told to be an athlete. He was not developed as a quarterback at that point. And if you look back at it, they did him a disservice at Florida. I think if he'd have been at a school that actually teaches quarterbacks fundamentals and actually helped him understand certain intricacies of the game instead of just making him be an athlete, I think he would have been I think he could still be a very good quarterback in the league, but somebody's got to teach him.
And let me reiterate
Oh, he's
this.
speaking on Joe Milton, my bad. Well, same with Milton. I think Milton could be a good quarterback if somebody teaches him too.
Yeah, I agree. But
yeah, real quick, I was just gonna say
both of y'all. To reiterate this with both of y'all, man. I talked to both of y'all about this. The reason why Mac Jones makes so much sense. One, he's a pro-style quarterback, which the system that they're going to run in Atlanta now is fit just for him. All of these other quarterbacks that we named, how many of them are perfect fit for a pro-style offense? How many? 1, 2.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. The doggone stream y'all had kind of chopped you up a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I can repeat myself. Ain't no thing.
Please repeat, good sir.
Matt Jones was my favorite choice out of these guys, and the reason why I keep pushing his name because he's a pro-style quarterback coming out of Alabama. And how many of these other quarterbacks we've talked about in the last month or two that's a pro-style quarterback that fits for the offense the Falcons is about to run?
I mean, none of them. That's why I said, well, you may pay you heard what I said, right? I said you may pay Mac Jones, but outside of that, that's when I just was like, okay, what everybody else though. You're not gonna be willing to pay that price for him. I mean, even with 35 mil is too much for Malik, and I explained it why in our last live, just for everything that he has not done. And again, like, we're talking about the Joe Flacco's, so that's feeling like, some the old gunslinger, like it feels like an old cowboy movie, even bringing him in. But however, you think about it, he has that experience, and we only need somebody to be a bridge for right now. We don't need to be locking up big money into any more quarterbacks until one or two things we see, whether if Michael Penix is or is not the guy. That's it. We don't need to be wrapping no more big money into no more quarterbacks until we figure that out.
Agreed.
Hey, TJ, you could be the general manager. You could be the general manager any day, bro. I definitely appreciate the truth that you are speaking with some things, my guy. I rock with it.
TJ,
I like TJ, man.
Bring it every time he join, man. He said he is a business trying to be the Falcons as a YouTube deal.
Hey, man. Hey, Smitty.
Ideas.
Hey, Smitty, I'm gonna coin it, dog. I'm gonna coin it first on your show, but it's coming from this story, and we gonna start this. So if y'all hear this from any other podcast, you heard it from the historian from the Birdcage first. If Mac Jones comes here, his new nickname will be
Maybach Music.
Maybach Mac. That's what we gonna call him. Maybach Mac. That's what we call him. That's Maybach Mac right there.
Old double M.
Exactly. We calling him Maybach Mac or whatever. So hey, if we get Mac Jones, y'all already know, get them double M's out.
That'll be something else, boy.
That's hilarious.
I ain't gonna
shout out to my boy. Oh boy, I can't stop laughing. Shout out to my boy Let Us Pray, man. Y'all go check him out on YouTube. Let Us Pray Sports. All the way out there in Cali, man. Go check him out. He said Brissett can sling that rock. He just has no touch, no mobility. But I wouldn't be mad at a temporary situation with Brissett. Plus, we don't have to give up assets to get him like we would Mac. Yes, he's still under contract, so we absolutely would have to give up a late round pick for him, probably.
Hey, man. Hey, Brissett had enough athletic ability to beat our ass.
It was enough.
He had enough.
But it's all good, though. We took care of Arizona this year. First time we did it at Cleveland too. They had that new stadium in Arizona.
But Chris, he did it at Cleveland too when he was there.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. He did it at Cleveland.
Nick Chubb.
Yeah, dude, him and Nick Chubb.
That's crazy. Just that carousel, they went through like 5 quarterbacks that year. And I think Ryan was one of them.
Hey, man.
Good question, Tony.
Marcus had a stroke when we lost to the Cleveland Browns that day.
Boy,
I remember I had to calm Big Marcus down, boy.
He lost it.
He lost it that day, Smitty.
Ty Simpson. I think Ty Simpson is going to be the second quarterback taken off the board. I
Yeah.
think he will possibly be at the bottom of the first round, top of the second.
Yeah, I mean, because you know who going first. Mendoza's going to the Raiders, so you
Then
got
after
to
that,
start
it's a
looking
fall
at
off.
quarterbacks past him. And Ty Simpson
Yeah.
is number 2, even if he goes in the second or third round. I know our first draft pick doesn't need to be a quarterback. So honestly, if Ty Simpson is in the 7th round, then maybe you look at him. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think he's going to fall that far. Oh God, that's an excellent question. He was coming up too. Go ahead. Brissett does have grit. Absolutely correct. This right here's the question. This is right here's the question.
Oh, here we go.
It's not going to happen, y'all.
Listen,
No.
we need we need a defensive tackle right now at this point. We're a little soft in the middle in the defense if y'all hadn't realized that yet. Y'all keep talking about it. We got Kobe Bryant that's here. Yes, we need to bring in another corner, but right now we need a zero tech. We need a 300-pounder that can keep these linebackers clean at this point.
Right.
We don't have that. Ruka Roro has been playing out of position. All your interior D linemen that should be playing in the 4 technique or the 3 tech or whatnot are literally out of position. You need a true zero tech at this point.
Lee Hunter, me please. If he's there in the second round, and if we're still at 48, I won't feel bad taking Lee Hunter at 48 if he's there.
Nope.
I got you when you say Lee Hunter, but as a kid that I'm a fan of out of Ole Miss, 6'8", 338 pounds, Xavier Harris.
Oh, yeah.
When you talk about a guy that is a game wrecker and a guy that can also hold up in the middle and keep your linebackers clean for them to make plays, Xavier is a monster. Now I'm a Georgia fan. I love, you know what I'm saying, my guys at UGA, but that dude there, he made life hell for Georgia in that Sugar Bowl.
Bro,
think about who was making all those plays. You had a
want me to
338-pounder coming in the backfield wreaking havoc.
Yeah. You want me to tell you, remind me of the Ryan?
Who?
I'm going to go old school. The grave digger, Gilbert Brown. That's who it reminds me of.
Okay, I can see that. I can see that comparison.
Yeah,
I actually was gonna go with somebody else or whatnot. You went with Gilbert Brown. I was gonna say he reminds me of a taller Grady Jackson. He just has weight on a little bit more weight than Grady Jackson. Rod Coleman. Excuse me, not Grady Jackson. Let me take that out. He kind of reminds me of a bigger Rod Coleman.
Yeah, Rod Coleman was a freak.
Not
like, what, 275?
I said
dude was 275 playing tackle.
And here's the thing: if we can't get Lee Hunter, that's who you go after, because we've been talking about having size in the middle, and he gets up 2 blocks. Pause. Hey man, I gotta make sure I put that out there. You know, you got some freaky people out here. They'll be crazy. Smitty, you know what they'll be saying, bro. Smitty, you know what they'll be saying about me.
This is a sick Negro.
That's what they'll be saying about you, boy.
Right. I say the world that we live in, brother.
Bro, we too old for that, bro.
Nah, man, you got some older people that's a little on the immature side now. Come on now.
Agreed.
but either way, hey, man, I agree with you guys. No, Chris, I was just saying I agree with you guys on that, because Lee Hunter is a monster, but if you can't get him, you got to go get that kid out of Ole Miss. 6'8", 330, and is a monster, and you can get him as a second-round pick. Take him.
Oh, Chris. I'm not Chris. Ryan.
Yeah, man.
Another guy that was that size. He's a former Falcon. Jumpy Gathers. He was about that. He probably one that's as big, but he was 6'7". Dude was a damn wrecking ball. He put that forklift on your ass, it was over.
But here's the crazy part. When you look at Xavier Harris, man, it's not just being 6'8" and 330 pounds. You also got to look at the fact that he can also line up as a 3 tech or a 4 technique on the inside, or a 5 tech, and giving a defensive coordinator like a Jeff Ulbrich multiple sets, and him being a Swiss Army knife being that big of a guy playing on the interior. And he doesn't just do run defense. He can also rush the passer. So he has a legit swim move and he's a legit weapon. And sometimes when guards and tackles have no answer for a guy like that, and he's a guy when he gets downhill, he's hard to stop.
Facts.
Hard to stop.
Facts. And another thing about what you add on what you're saying, I actually talked about this the other day on one of my videos. If they can find that guy to plug the middle, they can move Dorless around to an end because he actually did it at Oregon, and he would, kind of replace some of the sack numbers that we're going to possibly lose with JPJ. So that's why putting a big man and plug in the middle, that's why it makes so much sense because you got to think about what you got to make up. But Let Us Pray had a question. He said somebody mentioned earlier what y'all think about kicking the tires on Preacher Man, Jameis Winston. Drew Aller looked great throwing at the combine. He should be available late. I did a profile on Drew Aller. He has all the mechanics, but his accuracy is very inconsistent. So he's another one of those quarterbacks that you're going to have to develop. And do we really have time, to worry about that? But
we don't, bro.
Yeah. But if they do draft him late and they can develop him over a 2-year period, and I think Alex Van Pelt can, depending on how long he's here. I wouldn't mind if it's a 6 or 7 round pick. I wouldn't. It's a 6 and 7 round developmental stage anyway. So I would not bother, making that move. Oh, and Chris Boy too. Zach Harrison is gonna factor into that too. When you talk about 3-4 in. But go ahead.
Most definitely. No, most definitely, man. Again, those are some guys that you really can look for. I know I was looking at Chris McClendon. I think that's his name. I'm not looking at this right now, but I know the kid out of Mizzou, I believe, defensive tackle as well. He had a good showing.
Chris McClendon.
Yeah, that's Chris McClendon.
Yeah, he had a good showing at the combine, man. Honestly, there's not a lot of people are talking about him. Jackie Marshall, I know he's a little undersized. Like I think he's only weighs like 295 or something like that, but he showed up as well on tape as well. Another guy that I liked at the combine looking at was Devin Easton out of Minnesota. Like he really surprised me, and he had a lot of. And when it comes to like force and just giving like that power, he ranked higher than a lot of guys. Even Zion Durant, he was right up there with Lee Hunter and everything. Like he has some power and some pop behind him as well. So there are a few defensive tackles that you can look at, but of course we have to find the right one for the scheme. But Devin Easton, I'm gonna have to look at some more tape on him because he intrigued me, honestly. But again, we just need a big body. I do like what you were saying, Ryan. And yeah, you possibly can get him in a later round too. So we have to start thinking about that. And that's another thing about scouting these players this year. Like Ryan, Ryan and Smitty, I don't know how y'all been having to do it, but for me, I've been having to look at the top guys and then eliminate them. Once I have like a list of 10 guys, I gotta eliminate like the top 4 or 5 because they may be gone in the second or third round where we actually need to pick up a player. So you're looking at really like the back half guys, and it's just like
I got something for you.
The wide receiver position, you're gonna have to eliminate like the first 6 or 7 because the wide receiver is gonna be deep in this draft. I can see 7 wide receivers being taken in the first round.
And Smitty, I got something for you. Now, y'all talking about D tackles before you get to the receivers. Here's the other thing, and y'all know I scout HBCU players too. By the way, we support HBCUs on the Birdcage. So
facts.
If y'all not fans of the HBCU players, you're missing out. I'll give you this. There's a kid out of Jackson State by the name of Jeremiah Williams, 6'2", 314 pounds. When you talk about a monster of a man, mountain of a man, that guy right there plays bigger than what he is. Steve Weish pointed him out. There's another kid. He's right in the state of Georgia. You can bring him in as an undrafted free agent as well. Tony Roundtree Jr. out of Savannah State, 6'2", 330 pounds. He's a good old Augusta boy. If y'all folks down there in Augusta, y'all know about him. And you're talking about guys that are monsters. So again, when we talk about players, there are diamonds everywhere. So when we look at it, hell, I can give you this here. There's a kid by the name of Eric Hunter. That's a linebacker out of Morgan State. Had over 100 tackles this year, solo tackles, by the way. He's another guy that Steve Weiss put the mark on. And they weren't that good this year, but he was. Been good ever since he stepped foot on the campus. If you compare him to somebody, even Buck Bellew and I talked about it, he's a poor man's Jesse Tuggle. Go look at the film. Please look at the film. He's one of those. And remember, Jesse came in here as an undrafted free agent and became one of the best linebackers we ever had here in Atlanta, next to Tommy Nobis.
Should be in the Hall of Fame, by the way.
So I needed to make sure that I put those out there because we're going to have a breakdown when we have our stuff, and I want y'all to come through because y'all know I'm going to have some gems for y'all boys, man.
Facts. But we're going to answer this question for Ghost Pepper. Then we got a super chat, and we're going to start to be winding down. But Ghost Pepper wanted to know, what are y'all thoughts on Hendon Hooker or Tyler Huntley for stopgap quarterbacks? I'll let y'all go first.
Stopgap. I mean, Huntley would be possibly intriguing. I don't know a lot about Hayden Hooker after his injury. I don't know exactly like what the Lions are really doing with him. Or are they planning on keeping him or what? But I know Huntley may be a little interesting. I know just being familiar with that AFC North area. I know Kevin Stefanski knows the guy. And I know he also was with the Cleveland Browns for a brief moment. So it possibly could work, man. Like, I mean, you make him bring him in. You're not looking for a guy. You're just looking for a Kerry Collins. You know what I'm saying? You're not looking for – I'm just saying, you're not looking –
I thought you was going to say a Trent. I thought you was going to say a Trent Dilfer.
I mean, because everybody always says Trent. You just
Kerry Collins. You could have said Jeff Garcia.
Okay. Everybody looking for Jeff Garcia, Doug Flutie. I mean, whatever. Everybody. At the end of the day, we just need a stopgap, man. We just need somebody that's gonna come in here and be better than Joey Harrington. You know,
boy. You tried it.
You know what, Chris? This for you.
Don't be ignorant your whole life.
I'm just saying, we need somebody better than Joey Harrington. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but I'm with you on that, man. I think Huntley would actually be a very good stopgap quarterback. But if it doesn't cost that much, go ahead and if you're not gonna take him, you know what I'm saying. You got Hooker, and then remember we still got Kyle Trask in the building too.
Right.
See, and that's the guy who got Pitts drafted, by the way. Just saying.
Pretty much.
We got a guy that's got a great relationship with Kyle Pitts or whatnot. And, he really didn't get a fair shake down in Tampa. And truthfully, he's a damn good quarterback. He just never got a chance.
Yeah. And he was another one of those guys that were undeveloped at Florida.
Exactly. And most of his development came from his high school quarterback because he led the 1 year that he started, he led Florida to the SEC championship game.
Right.
So just think about it, man. Most people aren't talking about this dude having great pocket poise, very smart quarterback. He's mobile and he's big. Yeah. Now, when he went up against that Georgia defense, he got his ass handed to him, But they still won that game, though. But that defense was getting after him.
That was one of the better damn defense Georgia ever had, man. Nobody couldn't have done.
Well, Florida beat us in 2020, though, even though he did his thing in that game. Right. But we was getting after him that day too. You saw the fruits getting ready to bear for the year after.
Yeah. But my answer to that stopgap, I can definitely see Tyler Huntley knowing what he's done in Baltimore. I'm with Chris on Hendon Hooker. I know he did at Tennessee, but he really hadn't got a shot in the NFL like that except for preseason. But if you're talking about a stopgap with one of these guys, again, like Ryan and Buck alluded, I would still go Stetson Bennett if I had to go just a stopgap for a short period of time, because I know he's gonna have the heart to win football games. That's the only thing. But Matty goes, thank you for the donation. He said, I want the quarterback from Arkansas, but I think the Dolphins will take him. They could take, I could see it.
I just hope they don't
Chris
ruin
talked about this. When were you talking about this, Chris? Last week about Dexter Lawrence? Yeah, we saw this coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would absolutely love it. But like Crit said, we don't know about what their elbow looking like.
If the elbow is cool, I'm interested in, at least talking to Sexy Dexy. At least that's his nickname. That's what they may call the man. I don't know. But at the end of the day, that elbow, I'm just thinking for a pass rusher, somebody that wants to get after the quarterback and try to move people. If that elbow is hindering you, so it can maybe flare up at the wrong time and you get pushed over, mowed over, anything. So if the elbow is cool, I'm cool.
Hey, Ron, you got a shout out, man. He said, thank you for mentioning HBCUs. They underappreciated. That's why he do it, my guy.
Man, there's so many talented kids that's there. And, unfortunately, they're not going to get the opportunities like the ones of the past because of the fact that a lot of the PWIs are out here and, they're really tied to the NFL. And that's the narratives that they're pushing. But again, it's a kid that's at Alabama State right now. If you don't get anybody, let him walk through the door. Man by the name of Andrew Bodie. Monster talent at quarterback. He's ranked number 3 out of the whole state of Texas in Texas high school history football-wise. Wow. And that's a lot of quarterbacks that's done come through there. From Matthew Stafford, Drew Brees, what's your boy, Nick Foles. He literally ranks above those guys. He just didn't have the grades to get into a big-time school. That was the reason he went to Alabama State. Texas A&M and then Alabama. Texas Southern and then Alabama State. Let me make sure I get that right. But he's a guy that you got to look at too next year. Give him a shot.
It's funny you talk about that because I did a profile on James Houston about 3 or 4 years ago.
Yep.
And I just knew it was just something in his tape that said, man, he can play at the next level. So what does he do? He's in NFL
left.
now, and he
left Florida, but then went to Jackson State.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he went there, shined. I think he had 17 and a half sacks in one season at Jackson State. And now he's in the NFL as a rotational guy, still doing the same thing. And people talk about being undersized. He's only about a 5'11", and he's still doing his thing.
Sometimes I go.
Yeah, so sometimes you just got to dig through tape, man. Tyrod Taylor, 35 years old, almost 36. As a backup, I could do it. But the Falcons need a stopgap, and they probably need somebody that better fits their system. He's been around a very long time. I think he's in season 14, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, he's been around a while, but it depends on the cost. But I think they need a quarterback that best fits their system, which is a pro-style quarterback. And I'm gonna keep saying that. But let us pray, man. He said Dante Corleone, Cincinnati 6'1", 340. Yeah, he a record buffet. But
man, he about a bit.
I know exactly.
Man, he about one biscuit away from Tennessee. Get off.
Go ahead,
Just
Chris.
saying.
Hey man, I know that he's not a defensive tackle, but a guy, and I know that he did well because honestly, he's kind of like being like Slick the talk of the town of the edge rushers when it comes to the combine. But a guy that if he's at the 4th or 5th round, that's a big if now, Malachi Lawrence, I'll take a chance on him. UCF,
absolutely.
That guy hits 35-inch arms, so you already know we like guys that have arm length, so our defensive line. The biggest question is, can he be able to be that guy that can set the edge, be the guy that can turn and be the deterrence on the edge, as far as the run game. That has been like his biggest challenges, but I feel like the pass rush moves, he doesn't have just one move, so I think, he can be able to translate to the pro level. But I was looking at him. He has the frame and the stature. And, Falcons need an edge rusher. They do. So, but maybe later on, if you can get him maybe in the 4th round, 3rd round, I just know he won't be the first pick because I think if it's defensive tackle or offensive lineman that's there, I feel like the Falcons may pull the trigger to go into the trenches. And then maybe we look at corner or wide receiver. And then maybe you can look at maybe an edge rusher in maybe the 4th or the 5th round. But I'd go Malachi Lawrence, though, seriously. It all depends on what Ian wants to do.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
And you sitting here making me think about that or whatever when you talk about, I'm going to give you this. One of the things that we're going to have to replace we got to replace. Well, I'm not even going to say replace. We have to fill in because I'm never going to say replace because I love me some Tyler Algier. But you have to start thinking about what's going to be next. And if we're not going to draft anybody at the running back spot, because we talked about the kid from Nebraska. We also talked about Malik Washington Jr. I've mentioned Curtis Allen. There's another kid who I've spoke on, and I haven't said it on your show, kid out of North Carolina Central University by the name of Chris Mosley. Standout kid from Texas kid. When you talk about, if you talk about a one-man show, go pull up, and I hate to say this because my Southern Jaguars were a victim of him. Go to the MEAC SWAC challenge and look at that first game and look at how he ran the ball, caught the passes, blocked out of the backfield. That's not the only game that he showed out in, but Chris Mosley, and no point intended, A1, he's got your first name. He showed up, he shows up and shows out. And I'll say this, if you're not going to get him, Curtis Allen, I'm going to keep saying. Either one of those, if you don't draft any guys that are coming out of this draft that are, that are at bigger schools. And on the wide receiver side, I don't know if anybody watches FCS football. There's a kid out of John Carroll by the name of Tyron Montgomery. Played at LSU. He was a basketball player at LSU first. And then he ended up transferring over. And if you look at his numbers or whatnot, he definitely is a guy that you can use in this offense as an undrafted free agent. You don't have to draft him, but he could definitely bring a spark to this offense, in my opinion.
That's what I'm talking
Like
about.
we
Caleb
definitely
Banks, I'm gonna be real with you, Kendrick. I think Caleb Banks gonna end up with the Steelers. They got to find a replacement for Cam Hayward, so he'll be a perfect replacement.
He really would fit with them. Yep, he really would fit with them.
Yeah, Bryce Lane.
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. That doggone Chris Brazil, man, I feel like he improved his draft stock running that 4.3 because they had predicted him to run like a 4.5. I was like 4.5. I was like, it don't look like 4.5 on the field, but we'll see. I almost ran over 4.3.
Yeah, we damn sure found that out early in the season last year when he played against Georgia.
Yeah, he did.
Couldn't run against them boys.
He ran past everybody. That was the thing.
And then their damn quarterback.
My thing is the quarterback didn't see it, so it didn't happen.
Right. And then Levette for Georgia, he ran a 4.3.
And here's the thing: Ellis Robinson was the freshman defensive player of the year, and he made Ellis look like trash. Think about that.
Yeah, man.
We all was sitting back questioning Ellis, like, man, you the number one corner coming out of high school. You can't cover this dude. But after seeing him run that 4.3, we understand why now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Ellis figured it out later this year, but in that game, he looked lost.
Yeah. He had to watch some film.
Let's get it, GA. My bad, Chris. Go ahead.
I was just saying he had to watch some film, big dog.
Shout out, boy. Let's get it, GA, man. What's good, my brother? He said, just when I needed my guys the most. What's good, man? What's good?
What's good? Let's get it.
That's all we got, man. $100,000. Falcons for life said, fucking re-sign Desmond Ritter. No, absolutely not. But if y'all got any closing remarks, man, y'all can go and let them fly.
He said, sign Desmond Ritter.
You big dummy.
No. I had to bring that Fred G. Sanford up out of it. But no, man, definitely appreciate y'all having me on, man. I enjoyed this with y'all boys today. I know I'm just messing with y'all, Falcons for life, man. Definitely enjoy it going back and forth with everybody. But y'all can catch us Thursday night at 8 p.m. in the Birdcage. I'm the historian, got the magnificent Birdcage crew. This week, we actually have former Florida State wide receiver Kez McCorvey coming into the building. So we're going to have a FSU Hall of Famer come through, former wide receiver, national champ doing his thing. But definitely are going to have more Falcon talk this offseason as well. So we definitely appreciate the support from A1 and Smitty. Man, before y'all exit out of here, please hit that like and subscribe button for these guys because they put a lot of work in for everybody, giving up content every day, man. Please, please, please These brothers take time out of their life to give you guys great content. So hit that like and subscribe button. It's only free 99, fellas and
Hey,
ladies.
that's facts, man. Sometimes they be having me sleeping on the sofa and shit. But go ahead.
You got to get your chicken, man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The more likes y'all get, the more chicken Smitty get.
Hey,
Yeah,
hype
man.
us up, man. That's what we need. Hype us up.
Hype us up. Supers. Anything, man, works, man, and it helps, man. We appreciate everything that y'all do.
Facts.
Go ahead, Chris. Where you can
But
find you?
yeah, man, A1 Forever Sports, that's the platform on YouTube. Become a member of the A1 family by hitting that subscribe button. And of course, we appreciate it over here at A1 Forever Sports. Same thing for the Hawks Digest. Right now, the Hawks are taking care of business against Portland, looking to go 5-1 since the trade deadline and having Jonathan Kuminga have been undefeated so far too since Kuminga been playing. But I know the competition, the level of competition, but you still got to go out there and win the game. But Twitter A1 Forever, Instagram A1 Forever, and the real A1 Forever on TikTok. Make sure y'all find y'all peace today at 8:00 at night. Y'all make sure y'all find y'all peace because positive energy always creates elevation.
Facts. That's what I'm talking about, man. Find me at FatBoySlim_21 on Twitter. I'm always over there blowing that thing up, man, because that's what I do. Don't forget to keep following me on the Smith Sports Machine YouTube channel as I bring y'all latest updates and all that good stuff. Draft, and we gonna put together a draft show, man. We talk about the draft. We've been talking about the draft the last 3 shows, so we got to put together some coming up soon with Chris, Ryan, all of us, man. But again, man, he said our Hawks about to finally hit 500. I'm telling you, man,
Cash that
Johnson,
in.
Johnson Kuminga was a blessing from God because nobody seen that coming, not even me or A1. So, I mean, we'll see. 821 said, "For y'all get out of here, don't sleep on the background, the backup from KC."
What we talking about? Gardner Minshew?
Yeah,
Minshew started for the Jaguars, but he would be a good placeholder. He's not a guy that you want to keep in for too long, but he can win some games for you.
yeah. And like I said, they're gonna rely on Bijan until Mike gets healthy. So all he
Yeah.
got to do is make the throw that any quarterback need to make the throw that they need to make at the right time. If they can
Facts.
put up 20, I say 24 points a game to 27, I think the Falcons, have a decent record by the time Penix returns.
Mm.
But I mean, hey, it is what it is. But yeah, man, another great show, man. Like I said, we're gonna try to get a draft show together for y'all. All this stuff time consuming, so we got to, come up with content and talk behind the scenes. But we'll get something together, man. No matter if it's 30 minutes or an hour, we'll get something together. But another great show, guys. Thank y'all for coming through and thank the chat. Thank y'all for the donation. Truly appreciate it as always. But we're gonna holler at y'all later, man, because the chicken wings are waiting. And we're gonna see y'all soon, man. Peace.
Ghost.